Hi everybody. In the last video, we worked on building a simple ordinary least squares regression in Excel and Python with only one independent variable. The regression we were working on was the return on equity, which is a measure of performance of a company and how that's associated with CEO salary. Um, this comes out of our normal textbook using Python for introductory econometrics, which is available online, upfie.net. And so we built the regression in Excel. We built the regression in Python here. And what we're going to do in this video is look at how we can visualize this regression in Excel. In the next video, as you may have just seen, in the next video, we're gonna make this same plot in Python. So we're gonna make this plot in Excel, which shows a scatter plot of our two variables of interest, x variable, y variable, and our regression line. Because remember, a regression is just with one variable. A regression is just a line where beta 0 is the intercept and beta 1 is the slope of the line. So if we go back to our data set on CEO salary, if you don't have this data set, the last video describes how to go get this. We want to build a scatter plot. So I'm going to just put these beside each other so that I can easily insert. And what we want to do is insert scatter. And these are okay. So all right, these are backwards from what we want. So let's actually then move this into the front and insert another scatter plot. There, that looks better. So we can, give this a different title. Let's say salary CEO salary and return on equity. And okay, let's go ahead and do it. So so we have all our dots here, and in the next video you'll see that we'll build the regression line. Here it's actually is that right? Yeah, it's actually pretty easy to build the regression line here by just right-clicking and right-clicking the data and hitting add trend line. That's going to actually build the linear regression, and let's make this a little bigger. That's going to build the linear regression trend line. And so now it's just a matter of formatting. And so for the people in my class, let me just show you how I prefer things to be formatted. So let's go ahead in here. We're going to add some elements. We want an axis title here is going to be return on equity. We want a y-axis label, which is going to be salary. And anytime you have some variables there that are of different units, you should use an abbreviation for those units. This would be nicer if these had the commas, and they don't need a $sign because I have the $sign in the in the title. But oops, okay, let me first of all, okay, thousands, let's take this up to the top. I'm hitting Control and then the arrow keys to go to the top or the bottom of the data. But let's put this here. And this salary, we want it to be a number with no decimal places, but we do want the comma separator. So we're good there. We should also call this figure 1 if it's the first figure in our, if we're assuming we're going to be copying this over into Word. Okay, so that looks good. Let's make this a black trimmed line, maybe a little bigger. Maybe, I don't know if it needs to be bigger. Okay, yeah, a little smaller. Okay, I don't really like to have all these things in there, so I'm just deleting those. The axes, I want them to have tick marks, major tick marks on the outside. That makes it look nice. And let's also make that black. And 1 point font. Same thing over here. Black, 1 point font with tick marks. Okay, let's see. These, let's make all these gray so that they'll match what we're, whoa, not that, the marker. Let's make a gray. Looks like they've got some borders. Oh, that is the border. All right, we don't want a border. We want the fill. Solid line, that's going to be gray. If we want to add some transparency, that'll give us a little bit more information about the clustering, because if it's, especially, if they're a little bigger, then if there's no transparency, then there's just a big grouping here, like you can see there. If we add some transparency, that'll show a little bit more of the grouping. Let's do like, I don't know, 33%. Okay, and what else? If we take the whole thing, and so we don't want it to be within this or anything here. We take the whole thing, we make it Times New Roman, and to match the document formatting, Times New Roman, 12 point font, and black. Okay, and then we can just mess around a little bit more, but we're almost done. The other thing is I don't really like, so if you notice, if we get rid of the grid lines here from the View tab, this whole thing has a border. If you like a border, that's fine. I don't really like a border, so I'm gonna get rid of the border. Okay, and now I think we're good. We've got really nice looking graph here. We've got our tick marks. We've got it properly formatted on the units. We specify the units. Return on equity, yes, and our trend line, regression line. That looks good. So then basically what we would do is copy that, open up Word, or whatever our file is, and throw it in there. So you could do it like that, just a straight up copy paste. I actually prefer, once I get this formatted exactly as I want it, I copied it, but instead of pasting it just as normal, I like to paste as a picture because it'll keep exactly the same formatting that I had, and it won't mess around. Like you can see here, the salary got a lot closer, and you'd have to just mess around with it again. I don't want to mess around with it again. So I just copy and paste as a picture if I think it's good to go. And there we go. And so then when I'm talking about this in the text, I can say figure 1 shows da da da. You've got a nice little table there. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. In the next video, we're gonna show how to build a similar, although a little bit more basic to start out with, figure in Python. Honestly, if it's a simple enough figure and you're on a quick project, the functionality of building out figures in Excel is quite powerful. So for the people in my class, feel free to use Excel to build your figures. Once you're getting into Python, you're going to be specifying a lot more details, which is just a little bit easier to do in Excel. So we'll build up to that, but yeah, in the next video, we're going to be building this similar graph in Python. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.